One-to-one coaching is dead. In my opinion, group coaching is by far the most exciting, the most profitable, the most engaging business model for any personal trainer out there. It's cheaper for the clients and it's more profitable for you. In this video, I'm going to give you the step-by-step process to plan, build, and fully book your group coaching program. And at the very end of this video, once I've shared with you all the steps and all the gold, I'm going to share with you a simple concept that changed the game for me to fully book our gym to 100 members. It's so simple. It involves one photo anybody can do. So let's get stuck right in. I want to start with mistakes, the biggest mistakes that personal trainers make when it comes to building a group coaching program. Number one is they post online looking for clients to join the group program. You have to think of this sensibly. You are looking to fill a group program in a venue, a location and address to get people to come to that venue and address, which means you can only target so many people. They have to be within that vicinity to travel to that venue. And it makes absolute sense that you should target the people who are in that gym already. The people who have a membership, the people who are walking through the door already. Those are the most obvious people to target, and yet personal trainers go and look online for clients. They go to this big bad online world of social media. There's millions of competitors, and yet they're looking for people to come to a gym at a set time. It doesn't make much sense. Of course, you're still going to post on social media to raise awareness, but first things first is look at people who are in that certain location. The next big mistake that I see coaches make is they make group coaching a watered down version of one-to-one. So the clients get the same amount of exercises, which means the same amount of value as a one-to-one session would, whereas a lot of coaches set their group program up to be like a watered down version. They even change exercises so that it's more of a group format, so they don't do compounds and things like that. That's a big mistake. Number three is they see it as a hassle. A lot of one-to-one PTs try group coaching. They see it as a bit of a hassle because they're like, do you know what, I can't get two people to do the same time. I've tried partner workouts and things like that. So they see this sort of hassle and they fail at the first hurdle because they're like, no one's going to be fitting in at the same time as people, which means I can't fill the diary, which is just a terrible excuse and a big mistake. The last mistake I see coaches make when they're building a group program is they end up charging half the price of one-to-one. So let's say you get a coach whose sessions are £50 an hour. For groups, they end up charging £25 and they let a buddy come in with them, and it's like you do realize there you've now got 2 or 3 people if you split it up, where you're only making the same money per hour. You now have 2 people to coach, 2 people to reply to his messages, their check-ins to do. Don't make the same mistake a lot of coaches make and actually half the price of one-to-one. It doesn't make sense and it won't be a profitable model for you. You'll end up just with more conflict, and that'll go back to point 3, which is too much hassle. Let's look at why you should run group coaching. Number one is leverage your time. Think about it. You can have 4 or 5 people in the one session, meaning that in that day you don't have to do 4 or 5 hours of separate sessions. So you can actually accommodate 4 or 5 people in 1 hour versus 4 or 5 hours in your day, which leverages your time, gives you more time off to work on the business and more time off with your family. Number 2 is the obvious one, more money. If you don't structure your pricing properly, you actually won't make more money. You'll just replace it with people in those sessions. You're still going to get paid for that 1 hour, and it doesn't matter how many people are in that session. So you have to price it in a way that makes you more money. So for example, what I mentioned there was 4 or 5 people. Let's say there's 5 people paying £20 an hour. That's £100 you're getting in that hour. And if you charge £50 an hour, that's one person. Whereas if you split it all up with that hour that you charge, let's say you're £50 again, and you charge them £10 each per session, that's 5 people paying £10. You make the same money per hour. They're not paying an awful lot, and you're just sitting there making the same. It doesn't make sense. Now, the way I would always structure it is go slightly under half the price of your one-to-one. So like I said in the example, £20. Each person pays £20 instead of 50 with another PT. They're getting it less than half price, but you get double the amount in that hour. Number 3 is systemize. Like that's the perfect way to do this. You can systemize your whole schedule and your whole routine around a bunch of people who have got the same goals, who are using the same calendar to book in. They can see when there's availability. You don't have to be this one-to-one PT who's, hey Tracy, do you want to book in Tuesday at 9? Can't, I've got an appointment. Okay, what about 10? And all of a sudden you're messaging 20, 30 people this every single Sunday to get them booked in. Whereas if you've got a group program, you can set up your availability and you can systemize it, and everybody knows when it's available. And if someone's schedule changes, all they have to do is swap sessions with other members, which takes me to my next point, which is number 4, and the most important part of it all is it's a thriving community. You have people who know each other's names. With one-to-one coaching, you train Ben, Tracy, Senga, John. They all pass each other. They don't even get to meet each other. Maybe they see each other in a community group online or whatever, but with group coaching, they know each other, they help each other lifting weights, they spot each other, they get to know each other's names. And when you have that community like that, people stay and they pay you money. Most PTs slate Slimming World, but at least every Tuesday night when Senga goes in to get weighed, she knows Sharon's name, Tracy's name, she knows her kids, she knows her dog. Yes, they've got questionable diet and training methods, if you can call it that, but at least they know each other's name. That community feel is something that we can take and add to our business, and you get it tenfold with group coaching. Okay, let's build this step by step. I hope you've got a pen and bit of paper ready, because this is going to come at you fast. First thing you have to do with your group program is you have to decide on days that you're going to run your groups and on session times. Now, a bonus tip for this is that you need to make sure it's at peak times, because if it's not at peak times, what you're going to find is people won't be available to book them, and you're going to find it a hard time filling them. It's as simple as that. If you're a busy one-to-one coach and you're thinking, right, okay, I need to add some groups, you're going to have to make some sacrifices to make those 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. slots available. Another thing with this is try and build the diary that you want, the ideal diary. It might take a bit longer to fill, that's absolutely fine, but you know that you're going to build this program to work around your lifestyle. For example, let's say that you want to make sure you always pick the kids up from school. You're going to want to do a 6, 7 a.m. That's going to take you to 8 a.m. You come home, get the kids ready or whatever, take them to school, drop them off, come back in, do a 10 and 11, train yourself or whatever, and then make sure you're free for like 2:45, 2:30 to go and pick the kids up. Try and build this schedule around your ideal life, whatever that looks like. Next thing I do is really, really simple, and this sounds so simple, you'll be like, Chris, that's so simple. And I'm going to keep saying simple because that's what you need to do for the group program, right? No fancy online stuff. Remember what I said? There's people in your gym already who have a membership. I'd walk up to someone, so let's say next Thursday, 7 a.m, I've got a group coaching session on. I'm going to walk up, I'm going to say, hey Tracy, just to let you know, see this time next week, we've actually got a small group program running. It's a bit of a tester. I'd love for you to come along. I noticed you're in here on a Thursday. That means they're available. Would you like to come along next Thursday, 7 a.m? You're going to be training with some females and stuff. Really, I'm just looking for some testers to try out my workout plans. Is that cool? Yep, perfect. Okay, what's your contact details? And I'll get you all the details ahead of coming, right? Now, that's a very, very simple thing to do. If you do that with 3 or 4 people, you're going to get them showing up. You're going to give them an example of what it's like to train them. And you're going to be there with people. People are going to see you coaching, and it's going to have a whole host of rolling benefits. I'd also get those 4 people together, get them in a group chat, and I'd say to them, look, by the way, next Thursday, a videographer's going to come along, or a photographer. They're going to take some shots of the training. Nothing crazy, nothing serious, but it's just going to allow us to get some photos and content so that we can push it and get more people. I hope you're cool with that. Before the videographer or photographer comes, I'm going to get branded t-shirts. I'm going to get t-shirts with group PT on it. Ahead of arriving Thursday, I'm going to brief the videographer or photographer of the kind of shots that I want to get. On the Thursday morning, I'm going to have 4 people standing there ready to try the workout. I'm going to over deliver, give them a great service. I'm going to get some content from the videographer and photographer that I'm going to be able to use. It's going to be a last point of this video. I would take that content and then I'd start a 14-day social media plan. Now, that social media plan has to include you following people that follow your gym account, speak to those members. Those are the people that you want to speak to the most, by the way. That's more important than a 14-day social media plan, but I would still be raising the awareness. I'd get the footage back from the videographer and photographer. I would use that then to push on social media. I would reach out to people that go to the gym, tag the gym, share the location, say to them, look, we've got this thing, would you like to come along? And then those 4 people that were in the Thursday session, I'd get them signed up. Even if they're kind of objecting, they're not sure, and financially, I'd say, look, let's try it for 30 days. Give them a 30-day trial. If they love it, they can stay on. If they don't, they can leave it. No hard feelings. Chances are, if you do a great job and build that community, introduce them to each other, get them stronger, get them fitter, they're going to stay past 30 days. Meanwhile, as I'm training these people, I'm going to be training them with the branding on. We've got 4 people already signed up. Every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever it is, members are going to see me standing there coaching these clients. They're going to come up to me. I'm going to be friendly. I might want to get a banner where I can stand next to the banner with the group, the t-shirt on, get some names on an email, send them the details, or just talk to them like a real person, which most people don't do in 2023. They want to send them to a website. And then I want to be, at this point, you've got to understand where your ceiling is. How many clients can you take on in this group program? When are you next opening slots up that people can have more extended availability? That is going to be one of the benefits of selling over one-to-one, which I'll talk about right now. As I mentioned before, it's cheaper than one-to-one. You're going to have more availability because you're not going to be just your availability plus the person in front of you. You're now going to have more space in each slot available for the person. It's going to be more fun. Really simple. Like, it's going to actually be fun, laughing and joking. Sometimes with one-to-one, it's a bit like, how was your weekend? Good. How was yours? And yeah, you can get good clients and stuff one-to-one, but this way you're going to get different opinions, people who aren't the same as each other. It's going to be creating a fun environment, which goes on to the last point, which is like-minded people. Some people struggle when they've got a one-to-one PT and they've no one else to meet and talk to. They put all the emphasis on the PT to kind of deliver and speak to them about fitness. Then they go back home and maybe their partner isn't into fitness and stuff like that. So there's a bit of a disconnect. Whereas with groups, you can meet like-minded people, chat to them, ask them what they're eating to get their protein up, ask them how they're getting their steps in, ask them about the routines and habits. Okay, I know that was a lot, but remember I promised you an important piece that is a simple photo, simple video. Proof of concept basically means that when you have proof of something actually that you're trying to sell, in other words, remember I got the videographer, photographer to come, those photos and videos are going to be crucial for you to fill your group coaching program. The ability for you to post on social media, to show someone that's in the gym who's interested a video trailer of you delivering the groups, it's going to overcome a lot of objections. It's going to give them something to actually see. What you've got to understand is people have got different perceptions of groups. Some people think it's 15 people doing burpees. Some people think it's just a bunch of people holding a plank. With small group coaching, it's still personal training. It's intimate. People are still doing their compound lifts. So you have to show that, and in your proof of concept, in your trailer, your videos, your photos, you show that. So we made a very conscious effort when our videographer filmed the stuff. I wanted to make sure they saw in the video, as clear as day, us coaching a deadlift, coaching a back squat, girls training glutes because that's what our clients wanted, girls lifting heavy because that's how we ran our gym. So in the video, you've got to show that stuff. That's proof of concept. Instead of, yeah, it's group coaching, what is that? Confused people don't buy, so you want to be concise with it. And that's why I always say that when you get 4 people, I don't care if it's for free at first, you're using those 4 people to give them a great service, hope they stay on, but most importantly, to then have proof of concept to help you sell it in the future. And that's it. I know that was a lot to take on. I'm sure you watched this a couple of times, but for me, group coaching is far superior than one-to-one. Don't think a lot of people benefit from one-to-one over a long period of time. I think it makes them really, really reliant on the coach. Unless you're doing a sports or you're a high-level athlete and things like that, you might need that one-to-one time. But for me, if you've got a coach who's looking to make more money, but do it in a way where they're not working non-stop, they want to build a community, they want to be the host for people to meet each other and change their lives, group is always going to be the way forward. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you've found this valuable. Give me a comment if you've started groups, about to do groups, or if you're transitioning from one-to-one to group. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you.